How have things shifted with you? I know you said that you wanted to value what you need more.
Right.
Give us some insight into what are the things that you are doing now that is filling your tank up.
Yeah.
You've been depleted for so long. How are you filling up your tank again?
I think as moms, it's so easy to put everyone else first. And I realized we went into you being gone with the thought that I'm going to run the business, take care of the kids, keep the house from burning down and being untidy. I mean, it's untidy, but at least semi put together. And we realized very quickly, you were working, 8 to 5, 9 to 5?
Something on that.
I literally had no time to do anything because while one kid's napping the other kid's up, and it was all over the place. So we had some realizations of, I can't manage the business and take care of the kids and run on, no sleep.
Yeah.
So you took over and we created some more systems in the business that helped.
Yeah.
I had a realization of I'm doing too much. And we sat down and I sent you a video to watch, a movie from Amazon called Fair Play. The premise of it is it's a deck of cards that you can get on Amazon, and it has a list of 100 tasks that go in the household. And it's everything from organizing childcare, picking up the mail, doing the dishes, like everything this woman could think of. And she put them on these cool cards. And the idea is you go through them and divide up who can do what so that it's more equal in the home. And in the movie, which I read the book also, I think the movie does a great job, particularly for husbands, to understand women went back into the workforce or went into the workforce. I think she said in the 70s. Is
World
that right?
War II.
Okay.
So 40s.
But then they came home from war and the moms kind of stayed at home again. But then in the 60s and 70s, women realized, I can make my own money. Let me go build a career. But the household duties still stayed with the women.
Yeah.
So they were all of a sudden working a full-time job at work and expected to show up and be an equal to men. But then we also have this responsibility of bearing children and caring for them and running the entire home.
Yeah.
And you did a ton of stuff before we went through this. Like, you have always been a great husband and a great partner. But there were so many little tasks that just added up. And the way we've talked about it is like a tab open in my browser of my brain. And it got to where I had too many tabs open and I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
We also have cookies of where's this thing? And it's like, give me a second. It's right here. And I know exactly where it is.
God forbid you ever clear your search history.
I know. I need to clear those cookies. But there's so much that I was mentally carrying.
Yeah. In the book and in the movie, she calls it invisible workload. And now going into this, I was not excited because the last thing a man wants to hear from their spouse is, hey, I need you to do this.
And then reminded 10 times.
And as a man, you want to believe that you are the best father figure or husband that you can be. And for the most part, men say, I will take care of the manly things. I'll take care of the lawn. I will take care of the trash. I will, do the things that are men things to do.
Yeah.
What this movie does and what the book does, it really opens your eyes to, it's not just the task of cooking dinner. It's the task of figuring out where is it in the grocery store if you're going shopping.
What are we going to eat?
What are the ingredients? What are we going to eat? What are the kids going to eat? Okay, that has to go onto a grocery list. Okay, now the groceries have to be gotten. Or, the kids are in daycare or they're in school and there's a shirt day and say it's red shirt day. And, that letter comes home from school. Well, in these note cards, there's a task for all of that. Who's dealing with the school tasks? Okay, who's dealing with the things that go along with the school task? Yeah. Because in the movie, it's, the guy had been aware that he was supposed to get a red shirt, but wasn't keeping in his browser when that shirt day was and completely missed it. Like he was like, yep, I got the shirt. I'm going to get it. I'm going to get the shirt. He never got the shirt. Kid went to school with a green shirt and it was supposed to be a red shirt. And it's menial tasks. Like they seem so frivolous, but when you have 1,000 of them, the kids are at a certain age where they now get more than 5 milliliters of Tylenol. how do you keep track of that? Like,
Yeah.
you know, is that her problem or is that my problem
Well,
to
and
deal with?
you know, with young babies, when we were pregnant, it's like, what car seat is the safest? What pack and play is fine? What's the best way to have a baby sleep and not die? Like,
And then you should have been worried about more of what can I eat that is going to nourish this baby growing inside of me?
Right. But
what can I eat that's not going to give me heartburn?
Right.
What can I do to prepare mentally for labor? What can I do to prepare mentally for postpartum? And the dad should absolutely be the one to research all those car seats, to research the best pack and play or crib, because those are tasks that either one of us can decide.
Right.
I can't decide what you want to eat and what's going to be best for you to not have heartburn pregnant.
Right.
I can't make those choices for you. That should be in your lane.
Right.
But my lane, I could easily go on Amazon or go on Google and type in, you know, highest rated car seats for rear facing.
Right.
I could have absolutely done that.
Yeah.
We hadn't done this at that point.
Yeah.
And so in my mind, I'm like, well, she's having the baby. That's her deal.
Yeah.
And not that I was trying to be mean about it, but Tiffany oftentimes just says, hey, you know what? I got this. I'll take it.
Right.
But when she says, hey, I'll take it, that is a huge load. It's a huge load of responsibility to carry.
Yeah.
When it can be split up.
Right.
Because what everyone acknowledges between spouses and chores and duties are the tasks that we can see.
Right.
You know, the biggest thing that I took away from that whole course is you don't need to be reminded to do something, because
it stays on my task list.
It stays on her task list if she has to keep reminding me, hey, did you get that red shirt? Hey, did you get that red shirt? What it needs to be is she handed me the folder from school. I opened it up. I read what was going on. I see there's a red shirt. I put it on my task list. I go on Amazon and order the shirt, or I make sure I go to the store and get the shirt. I make sure the kid is wearing that shirt on that day. And he goes to school, and let's say you're dropping him off and you're like, oh, that's a cool red shirt. What are y'all doing with that red shirt? And then I am now the holder of this whole task. And I get to say, yo, yeah, there's a note came home last week. Today's red shirt day.
Yeah.
You know, we took care of it. It's got it. And you didn't have to think about it.
On the wives' side, though, like, let's say trash is one of yours.
Mm-hmm.
Today, the trash got pretty full.
Mm-hmm.
This weekend, it got pretty full.
Yeah.
You weren't here. I very well could have emptied the trash. I didn't. I should have. But
it's not your task.
It's not my task, but you were also gone for the weekend for military duty, which is completely understandable that you can't do a task if you're not in the house. But I didn't have to say anything.
No, you'll never have to.
Right.
Because I know that is my lane.
Yeah.
And if for some reason that trash gets overflowing and, you know, you can't put anything else in it, and I haven't noticed it because I sometimes travel through life blindly. And it's not that on purpose. It's just I sometimes live in a zone of focus that's outside of reality. And I just, you know, I'll go to put something in the trash and be like, wow, that's full.
Well, yeah.
I have to stay hard at focusing on that is my task.
But the thing is, I didn't have to say anything, but I also didn't say anything.
Yeah.
You saw it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, when the sink is full of dishes, that it's on you. Yeah. I like the sink to be empty every day. That's how I like to run the dishes. I've had to let go of that.
Yeah. And you notice the dishes get done.
They do. So with this whole program, she talks about setting what is the minimum standard.
Mm-hmm.
And also talks about what is the consequence if the minimum standard's not hit. The kid's t-shirt thing was a big deal because that kid's feelings got hurt. And that's important. The dishes staying in the sink an extra day has really no impact on the family.
No.
But if it did have a more of like a mental load impact on me, then I have to advocate and communicate, hey, I really need you to do this because it has an impact on me.
Yeah.
All of that to say, I think we both came to a realization of it got to where it was easier for me to just order the shirt or do the thing than trying to remember to remind you 10 times to do it.
And the role of me is to take the whole tab and close it for you.
Right.
That you don't have to think about it.
Yeah.
So now, if there is something for school, she doesn't even know about it.
Right.
I know about it.
Yeah.
And if she wants to know about it, or if I think it's a cool thing that she needs to know about, like, hey, they're going to be taking pictures on this day. I bought 2 shirts. Which one do you want? Like, I'd like your input on this.
Yeah.
I'm dressing him up like this. Would you rather him dress in this? And I'll ask her for input on that. Tiffany builds the weekly menu of what we eat for the week. And she will often ask me, hey, do you like curry? Or, hey, do you like...
Is that really a question?
Well, I
You
love curry. I love curry.
but
But, would you be open to doing eggplant parmesan? Or
Yeah.
would you be open to this? Now,
we did a tofu.
yeah, we did a tofu and I hated it. But,
We tried it.
We tried it. So it's one of those, we sometimes, hop into each other's browsers and say, oh, hey, that's what we got going on this week. And I'll add input.
But it's opening the tab, doing the work,
Yeah.
closing the tab.
Yeah. And I do the cooking. So she does the recipe building. She does all of that. That's a big task. It's huge to build a menu for the week. I do the task of, oh, it's on the calendar. I know we're having this for dinner. I know she used this recipe. I'm going to go and cook this recipe.
Yeah.
And then we track our eating and how many calories we're taking in and out. I'll either plug it in and share it with her. She'll share it with me. And I have found so much pride,
empowerment. I feel like.
of, I fed my family tonight. Like, and it seems so small and menial, but it's like, yeah, I love cooking. So that's the thing for me. I love cooking. So I love being able to cook for y'all. It gives me pride and a sense of purpose that I'm the cook.
Right. And Otto loves to cook. I cook.
Yeah.
But it's also great for me because I know that dinner is going to be on the table at a certain time, give or take 30 minutes. But I don't have to worry about it. So I can take that time and go spend the time with the kids, which helps you cook without a 2-year-old trying to get on the hot stove. And I get quality time with the boys. That before I was running around crazy, constantly doing the dishes, doing laundry, doing something, and didn't get that quality time with the kids.
Right.
I was frustrated because I felt like you were the fun parent, and I was always stressed out about taking care of things. And I couldn't be the fun parent because I was so tired from being the
logistical parent.
Yeah. So now I have that flexibility. And with having someone come to the house 2 days a week now, and you're taking the kids to school, and it frees me up to do the things that I want to do with work and helping people and doing stuff like this podcast. Yeah. So then when 4:00 hits and we go upstairs and we call it a day, we can be super focused and engaged with our kids.
Yeah.
So they're getting very focused and engaged time from this nanny who's with him, and she's teaching him and interacting. And he's not just getting a distracted mom who's just pissed off all the time that she can't do what she wants to do.
Right.